It's your boy and Guru in the house, back with another transfer news episode, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we have some really awesome news as always. I always stay positive, always stay excited about the transfer window, as most of the Arsenal fans, or rather fans of a lot of clubs, are not even interested in accepting the fact that their club is definitely trying to do business in the summer. But instead, a lot of fans really hound Fabrizio Romano or some other Chris Wheatley, Christian Falk if they want to know Bundesliga news. So these, whenever they post on Twitter, everyone tries to ask about. They just are least interested, if you ask me. But anyways, everyone expects their club to improve in a lot of departments, especially Arsenal. For a club like Arsenal, we saw what the problem is. Of course, a lack of personnel, lack of backup personnel in specific positions have come to haunt us, especially in the yesterday's game. I saw that, and I'm pretty much sure you might have seen that as well. Kieran Tierney's injury. Um, yes, there's a precaution, and everything will be discussed in this video. So stay tuned and watch the video till the end. If you seek daily Arsenal content, best place to be. Number one, talking about it, well, Manor Solomon. So according to Arsenal FCFL, Israel international winger Manor Solomon is highly interested in the idea of a move to Arsenal, according to a source. Why do I say that? Of course, it's coming from Football London. I don't believe everything coming from Football London, but this is a special report, and I have to deliver it to you guys, of course. So Manor Solomon and his agent have opened up about this whole transfer saga, that the striker is linked with Arsenal. So Manor Solomon is highly interested in the idea of a move to Arsenal. A source close to the player revealed exclusively that he would be delighted if Shakhtar Donetsk winger joined Arsenal. And even Football London also understands that Pini Zahavi is involved in talks between the club and the player. The Israeli super agent is reportedly in touch with Arsenal technical director Edu, is what we came to know. Also, Pini Zahavi offered Manor Solomon to Arsenal's former head of football Raul Sanyehi in May 2020 before the Spaniard left the club last summer. So there was this news. So let us hear out from the horse's mouth. So Manor Solomon's agent Ben Ezra tells a podcast. He actually was on a podcast. So Call Yom Podcast is what the name was of the pod. So he says that the chances of his client signing for Arsenal this month are 50-50. You never know. He believes Arsenal are interested in Manor to play as one of the wingers. So Manor Solomon would be one of the wingers Arsenal are really, really interested in. Also, in the podcast, he says that Manor prefers to move in the summer. One of the reasons is that many Arsenal players' status is uncertain, at least 10 players who would leave Arsenal. But we won't say no to AFC. There's interest from the top 15 clubs in the world. He also mentioned RB Leipzig. So a lot of clubs are interested in Manor Solomon, especially because of the fact that he's an exciting prospect. And of course, Arsenal are interested in him as well. So stay tuned for this news. I believe if Arsenal want, they can definitely get him. But in the summer, I think the picture becomes much more clearer. However, while Kieran Tierney was rested as a precaution due to his muscle tightness, yes, there was a news that there was muscle tightness. So Kieran Tierney, let's see, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Yeah. Also, Pablo Mari also missed out the game because of certain tightness, muscle tightness, his calf muscle tightness. So he was on the bench yesterday. He was asked about what happens in the locker room. He says, we had a locker room where everyone were rowing to the same place to change that dynamic as soon as possible. But the results we needed were not arriving. I think that before the game with Chelsea, we had matches that we deserved more, and we didn't get the victory to give the team that air, to change that dynamic. We managed it against Chelsea. Well, however, Arsenal failed to score at home against Crystal Palace for the first time ever in the history. History. We are creating history, ladies and gentlemen, with the kind of performances. And the history is on, so let's see. So one person definitely was outstanding for Crystal Palace, especially in this first half versus Arsenal. Rijoiace made 11 final third passes. He was first, 4 successful dribbles, and 3 chances created, first in all those departments. Rijoiace was definitely a handful. Also, James Benge tweeted out, what Arteta said in July after the win at Wolves is still as true now as it was then. He said, at the moment, we don't have the ability to batter teams for 95 minutes. Benge tweets out, look like this might be an attack versus defense drill early on, but Arsenal just can't impose that domination yet. And we can see that, because no Arsenal player had more shots or created more chances than Rob Holding against Crystal Palace. Rob created 2 chances and had 2 shots. 2 shots. Wow. And Arteta, if he was missing Tierney, he says he's a real threat, and the way we are playing and the way we attack on that left side, he's really important player. We don't have him, he's injured, and we have to find other solutions. He's actually opened up about Tierney as more, as you can see, because his exact words in when he was asked about when Tierney will be back, he says, I don't know. He's going to have an MRI scan and we'll see how he is. So now we come to know that it's just muscle tightness. Why do you need muscle tightness? Why do you need an MRI when you have muscle tightness? There's only one reason. If they're actually thinking that whether it involves some specific part of the knee or which part of the body, we don't know still yet. So Arteta says, I'm disappointed, but I think a draw is a fair result. We lacked some freshness and some quality. Of course, we did. And talking about Tierney's injury, the whole transcript was, we don't know. We'll probably know more tomorrow after testing him and having the evolution of the injury and how long he's going to be out for. It was a big disappointment on the day of the match to lose him, and hopefully he can be with us very quickly. It could be minor, it could be major. We don't know yet, so don't react on it. That's what I will tell you. And Nicolas Pepe hasn't created a single chance for teammates in the Premier League from open play this season. Zero chances created. Tierney is still top of the list with 20 chances created. Now Don Draper tweets out, Canal Plus are in love with Emil Smith-Rowe. They say he's the brain of Arsenal FC. He creates spaces for his teammates. He plays forward passes. He is technically gifted. He runs everywhere and he always tries to make himself available. Emil Smith-Rowe is a young player but already a complete player. So Canal Plus really do love Emil Smith-Rowe, don't they? Moving on, well, Hector Bellerin is not happy that they did not win the game. He says, you cannot win all of them. We are in a part of a process. We feel we understand each other on the pitch and the way the coach wants us to play more and more, but sometimes it's just down to the final shot or decision. Today, we weren't as good in that situation. Whether Hector Bellerin missed Tierney, he says, Ainsley did a great job filling in. He's such a versatile player, but it's true that Kieran also was enjoying very good form. We did miss that probably on the left side, but we have some more talented players in many areas who can come in. Let's see if Arteta can do something about it. So on the draw, he says, I feel that little spark, that little bit of creativity was missing today. We can't fault our team for the effort defensively or offensively. Today we did not have that little bit of luck that we needed. Of course we did not. We definitely did not. So moving on from it. So Arteta opened up about David Luiz. He says, he is fantastic. He's one of the leaders in the dressing room. He's one of the most experienced players. He has won everything in the game. He's so good with the young kids. When you look at the people who can help and be a role model, he's always with them. So Pablo Mari opened up about Gabriel Martinelli. He says, speaking of him as a footballer, I think he has something different. I believe he's a different talent from what we are seeing. I had the opportunity to get to know him in the depth during these months of injuries that we work together almost every day. I know how good he is. He's a wonderful person. Martinelli is a boy who's very professional. He likes to come to work hard. He's always thinking about others. He's a very humble boy. So Tierney says, I went home that night feeling much better about myself. It's all about Hector. He says, I remember texting Hector saying thanks so much for that chat. It helped me so much through the injury time. I went in the next day with a different mindset, a different confidence, and it was a big part to do with Hector. So Ceballos believes that he can, the main reason the main reason I decided to come back when was because I had real faith in the project led by Mikel. We did quite well at the end of last season, and I think the confidence that the coach and my teammates showed in me was that what made me come back to this great club. I told Madrid that I wanted to come back to Arsenal because during the first year I learned a lot about a new league. I'd improved a lot, but physically and tactically, and after Mikel came in, the standard of my football improved. Since joining Arsenal, I've become a much more mature player and I make better decisions. People knew my attacking game, but nobody knew that winning duels and winning the ball back could be part of my game too. I think I've improved that side of my game a lot. Cool. That is very cool if you ask me. So James Benge tweets out, he spits out some stats. He says, Arsenal needs someone to commit and man and beat them in the final third. 65% of the ball that they've had 15 take-ons to Palace's 17. This could be a game that suits Pepe. Mikel Arteta says he doesn't use Twitter, but look at him passing off my Pepe idea as his own. Okay, that's what he tweeted out as well. Yeah, okay, fine. So Kurt Angle, yesterday Arsenal, when they came out for the second half, at the Emirates, they actually played Kurt Angle's theme song, and yes, a lot of people actually tweeted about it. So Kurt Angle took to Twitter and he said, "Arsenal using my theme song. The only thing missing due to the COVID is 30,000 fans chanting, 'You suck, you suck.' If you know, you know. Yeah." Hashtag you suck COVID. Hashtag it's true. It's true. It's damn true. Of course it is. So with this, we finish this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. And of course, we come up with daily FIFA content as well. So stay tuned for that as well. I will see you in the next one. And today's episode of the FIFA Career Mode is definitely going to be supremely interesting. And the next episode after that would be awesome as well. It will be the first season finale and it is going to be epic. Enjoy while you can.